I remember being a kid thinking about the year 2000. I could almost picture myself even being in my mother's kitchen in 1983 talking about our first record and the first deal, pacing back and forth saying, man, in the year 2000, I mean, Christ, who knows where I'll be in that? Here I am.
This record was a lot of fun to make. We recorded it here in the studio, which gave us a very, very relaxed feel. We didn't have a time clock.
It really made for a pleasurable experience. And a lot of our decision, even relating to the producer, was contingent on their recording here.
I think the time we took off and everybody being able to do other things in life and then come back, I think it's fresher than ever. And I know I'm biased because I'm playing on the record, but I can honestly say that I like every song on here.
I think one of the factors of Bon Jovi still being alive and relative is the time we take off. So when we all go away and do our stuff, and then when we come back, it's exciting and new and fun, and you know each other, and it's just fun because you haven't been on top of each other for 2 years.
We've all grown together. You know, everybody is going apart, then going back together. It's just like a family, you know, it's the same trip.
John's the quarterback of the band.
He leads the charge down the hill. We run right behind him.
Richie, I mean, they're a writing duo. I mean, they're Lennon and McCartney, in my opinion.
Richie has known me so long that I don't have to complete a sentence. I can mumble something. He goes, oh, yeah, I get it. Where sometimes my mind goes a lot quicker than my lips. And he's able to understand what I mean.
The fun part about this band is everybody can jam and play. We never do a show the same way. We approach a song and you just make stuff up as you're going along and interact.
We're going to tour. We are obviously going to tour. We're going to start the tour in Japan. We're going to do only 5 shows over there in major stadiums, and then head over to Europe, where there are 20 stadiums now on hold, ready to go.
Of course, when you're playing in the stadium, you have to become a bigger persona to fill that stadium up. And of course, with the use of the giant jumbo screens and light shows and stuff like that, you could either get lost or become extremely more present.
Japan was the first place we ever had a gold record. Our first album went gold in Japan. That was the first place we broke out of. And then Europe is what brought the secret back home to the States, because it really wasn't until the 3rd album that we had any real success here. So the Europeans took a liking to the band, and it's continued to get bigger and bigger and bigger every year. We're a very good live band. You know, I make no bones about it. There's no vanity involved. That's a simple fact. It's a great live band, always was.
Ultimately, you have to have the songs, you have to have the groove and the vibe within the band.
It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever.
The last song becomes the best song and probably the first single. And now it is the first single.
John and I know how to write that song, and people have been telling us for years, why don't you guys write like another Living on a Prayer, you know, do it again. You know, and we decided that we were going to write something that kind of resembled it in some way, shape, or form. Lyrically, it nods towards, you know, Tommy and Gina, and we kind of bring back those characters in the second verse of the song. We also bring back the talk box because it seemed to be one of our signature sound. But we also used on the track particularly to make it updated was a drum loop and lots of different drum machines and stuff like that to combine it with a real drum set to kind of give it the classic Bon Jovi sound, but an updated 2000 kind of version.
Say it isn't so. Tell me it's not true. Say it isn't so. I believe in you. Tell me it's a lie.
When people hear it now, they are very surprised that I'll have written a song like this, you know, both in lyrical content and musical value. But it's different, and again has I think, a rather positive chorus in that what it says lyrically is, you know, say it isn't so, tell me it's not true, because you still have to be able to dream. You know, you have to be able to believe in role models, heroes, or Santa Claus. You know, I mean, once you forget those dreams, it becomes a boring life.
When you write songs, it's kind of like a blank palette, you know, especially the way John and I write and the way John and Billy probably wrote this was very, very simply. I especially like the chorus with the call and answer thing with, you know, very, very beautiful, say it isn't so, it's not true, you know, all that good stuff. So I'm a huge Beatles fan, so I was like a real fan of that, you know, and I was like, we were really trying to pull that one through.
Same old sights in the same old town. Gonna take my car and drive out of this two-story town.
Two-story town is metaphoric for small town, or there's two sides to the story.
This had a great story to it, and it was very, very current. I'm sure that it's timeless, the story. That kind of story is kind of a timeless thing. And at the end of it, it ends up being uplifting, like I'm going to get out, and I'm going to go out and do what I need to do to get out of it.
The story of Thank You is rather humorous, because if I were to write record credits on this album sleeve, it would have said, "Thank you for loving me. Thank you to Brad Pitt." You know? So that would have started 100 rumors. You know? But the truth is, I went to see the movie Meet Joe Black, and Brad is holding Claire Forlani in his arms at the end of the movie, and he says, "Thank you for loving me." And I went, "Gotta go."
It's hard for me to see the things I want to see sometimes.
I think everybody in life is going to have to say thank you for loving me at one point in time. Either you're in the doghouse and you got to get out, and you're going to pull that line out, or you're getting married. It's like, thank you for loving me.
Just the sentiment of that lyric alone is something that a lot of people, or at least myself, if no one else in this world, wishes they had had the courage to tell somebody that line.
Thank you for loving me, for being my eyes when I couldn't see, for parting my lips.
It's like two people are in the bedroom, and they're speaking to each other. And just, I mean, right off the bat, I mean, it's just a beautiful sentiment. It's hard for me to say the things I want to say sometimes. How often have we felt like that, and how often have we said that?
Thank you for loving me.
People know when you say the name Bon Jovi, you're going to go to a great show. You're going to get a good rock and roll record. You're going to go see a great rock and roll show. You know, you can depend on us for that. That's what we do.
There is a certain magic that happens when we get together in a room, and it is the band, that cannot be duplicated.
It's my